Dude, I knew a dude that killed a guy with a paperclip and went to juvie for it or some shit. At least he told me. At
least he told me.
It was this dude in my gym. It was this dude in my gym class.
He killed someone with the paper.
Yeah, he said that the dude told him he couldn't do it. He said, "No, man, I could kill you with a paperclip." And he's like, "No, you can't." And he said, "I'll show you."
Welcome back to the LooneyBin Podcast, episode 24. And I'm John.
I'm Preston.
I'm Eric.
And the reason why we were late today was actually we were heading to Cane's to get some food. And normally Cane's is a chicken place, but today, for some reason, everything on the menu was turkey.
Wow.
That is a healthier meat.
Dark meat. What is turkey having? The glycogen? What is that? Psilocybin? What's the thing that makes you sleepy?
Mesothelioma.
Whatever.
No.
Well, we took a little bit of that, dozed off, and yeah, Nate actually got into a head-on collision because he turned on the left on a one-way. But
You pulled
fine.
a John.
Yeah, we're fine though. We made it back, and so we're here to present to you the LooneyBin Podcast.
Remember that one time? Was you went with us, or who was that actually? It was just in the wintertime. We went to play basketball at the rec, and I accidentally turned on. I was just talking to Cole. I think it was Cole and Eric actually in the car, and I was in my truck, and I just decided to take a right when it was a one-way. Everyone's going east, and it was like, oh, there's no cars, it's fine. And then suddenly the red light turned to green up in front, and there was 4 lanes coming at you, and it was kind of like you had really nothing to say, and no one was yelling like, hey, you're in a one-way. It's just kind of like all somber.
Right, because they knew they were about to fucking die.
Yeah, it was just kind of
Did
like...
you just like pull over to the side and wait for them to pass, or what?
No, I just kept going about 30, and then I just found a way to turn in. And I just, we were all kind of shocked because I remember parking the car, stopping for a second. I was like, wow, that really just happened. And they were just kind of like, and I was like, well, I've done that before.
I think everyone has their first going down the wrong way on a one-way Minneapolis story.
How do you get out of that?
Not me.
You've never done that?
Pull a
Haven't.
Yui.
Not yet.
I feel like you would have, William.
Maybe in Benson once.
There's one-ways in Benson?
Oh,
The
yeah.
fucking
Yeah, there
school.
There's a few.
I've done that in Benson multiple times.
Yeah, I went on a one-way once there. So anyway, they were just too scared to hit the Tacoma, or what happened there?
No, I just had enough time to actually do it.
They all stopped.
Yeah,
Yeah, this guy has North Dakota license plates. Oh, shit. And it was part in the Red Sea. That's what it was.
He's got a gun. As you're just scraping along all their
Yeah,
cars.
at this point, what's the difference with that truck? Truck's...
The one time I went down a one-way in Minneapolis was when we were going to the Avengers movie.
That was me going down the one way too, wasn't it?
Then I might have been in the car.
Yeah,
but
you were.
I thought it was me, though, but it's John again, so that's perfect. So then I have it. Then I fucking have it, and it's been John twice.
I think it was me because you're always in the front seat back in that time when I was driving.
Maybe I was navigating, and I was like, just
You
take
were.
it right here.
You were. And I remember like, oh, yeah, just take it right here. And then it's just the classic, oh, okay.
And then you did. I think we were like, oh, this is a one-way? All right, pull off to the side. We'll let him pass, and then we'll just turn around.
Yeah, I would just absolutely look dumb. And it's always in my car, too. But it's actually maybe better because then it's like, oh, North Dakota, he's never been here.
Right.
They never had running vehicles before.
What do you think you can get away with that North Dakota license plate? You know, you just keep getting away with stuff. You're just like, they're like, man, this man committed a 3rd-degree homicide. Hey, but North Dakota license plate, though, he's good. Yeah. He's fine.
The license, yeah, literally. He knows how to grow something.
Yeah, he's feeding America.
Yeah, he's feeding America.
But if it's like a Boston, Massachusetts license plate, you're like, oh, fuck this guy.
Yeah,
you're like, oh, who do you think he is? Big shot from Boston. I bet he doesn't even know how to fucking, I don't even know.
Yeah.
Churn some butter.
Well,
What, do they do that in Boston?
No, I don't know. I mean, I think everyone churns butter at some point.
Right. No, I think that's philosophically correct.
Yeah. They had actually, it's funny because then Minnesota's license plate is viewed differently in North Dakota as much as viewed in Minnesota.
Right.
And so it's like, statistically, it seems, not statistically, but in John's statistics, it seems like the Minnesota drivers are always reckless in North Dakota. And
Well, they're probably like, fuck it.
it's open range. I don't see
Yeah,
shit, you know.
jeez.
It's like it's just a gravel road.
It's
I
just
guess.
a bowling alley.
Yeah, how
and I'm
can-
heading down the one way towards the pins.
Yeah,
The wrong way.
Literally.
How can you be reckless on a North Dakota road?
Yeah, just straight.
Straight and corn.
William, you deal with the weather. You deal with the weather in North Dakota
Oh,
roads.
I'll try.
And the wind.
Yep, the wind is horrible. It's like kind of. I mean,
Yeah.
it blows your like campers over and stuff like that.
Jesus.
Yeah. But the worst part is about that North Dakota license plate is soon it's gonna be ending. I think-
Really? Wait, why? Are you buying a new car?
No, since I'm technically out of college now,
Oh.
I have 6 months if I'm living here and paying rent. I'm not a student anymore that I have to change my license. I
They like
think it's
force
6
you to
months.
change your license?
I'm pretty sure, and it's also for tax purposes too, because then I can't just
Right.
get away by paying North Dakota taxes
Right.
for everything.
Ooh, that's not good.
Yeah, so they actually, it's weird because I'm pretty sure in North Dakota it's a lot less than paying for registration than here. Like, do you pay for what your vehicle is or model or?
Yeah, you do. You have to pay for registration every year.
Yeah, it's a lot of money, I think. But I was looking at license plates though, and I was like, oh, this would be cool. Like, get a Parks one and pay the extra.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
goes to a good cause.
Yeah.
They have the different ones where they have like parks. They have like the fish one. They have the
hummingbird
the prairie
one?
one. Yeah. Save the prairies or some shit.
Should I just get the veterans one?
They should be a pothole one. Fill a fucking pothole.
Oh
Buy a lead
my
split, fill a
God.
pothole. That's actually a good idea. Dude, remember when fucking Domino's was doing that? When they had their
should.
whole thing that was like, we're filling potholes now. We're Domino's. We're filling potholes.
I don't remember.
What a
Remember that?
weird market.
Hey, pull that up. Look up Domino's marketing like filling potholes. They said something about like they talk about how like they're like delivery drivers and like they're sick of driving through potholes. So every
Yeah.
pizza you order, they're gonna fill a pothole or some shit like that.
Oh my
I bet they
God.
filled no potholes. I bet it was one of the things where they came out with a bunch of promises and they're like,
Oh,
this guy, look, buy a pizza guy, you fill a pothole.
Yeah.
What are they going to fill?
They're gonna fill it with dough.
I would be buying a lot more Domino's if they were still
I
doing
feel like
it.
that's a Pizza Hut thing or a Papa John's thing, like from his
Oh,
way
you
to
don't
get
think
back
Domino's
to
would?
fame.
Oh, they're trying to
Yeah,
get back
yeah.
at Domino's.
Yeah, I feel like that.
Nate, any reports?
You know what plate you should really
I'm
go
reading.
for is the white plate. I heard that's the hardest one to get.
Oh, the white plate.
Yeah.
Oh, the W.
Yep, the W.
I always thought those looked cool. They're kind of like an Iowa
They
license
do.
plate.
Dude, they just look like the Texas license plates.
Yeah, they do.
It wouldn't be too hard though.
You know what's worse though about that plate? There's a guy across the street from. He said he's a delivery guy for this Basilio's. It's like a homemade pizza place, and
Yeah.
they do delivery. And he does deliveries in a whiskey plate. And it's
No way.
Yeah.
How did they hire him?
I don't know. He
Dude, at
must be an owner.
Devani's, if you want to be a delivery driver, you cannot have any accident records on your thing. No speeding tickets, no accident, nothing. Can't have any
That's what I thought
infractions.
too. And so, but he has the whiskey plate, and he just rolls in, probably about 250 pounds. I don't know, and he just doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, and he says, "Hey John, you mind blowing my breathalyzer? I need to get a delivery out."
Yeah, he's like, "You want to start my car for me?"
Yeah.
Well, but it's like I stereotyped in that vehicle. Like immediately, I'd be like, "Whiskey plate? Oh, fuck you."
Oh yeah, man, DUI. You shouldn't
It's
be driving
crazy
drunk.
though. You can do that. Like that's kind of. I don't
You
know
can
any
do
other
what?
state that does that.
Whiskey plates?
Yeah.
Does North Dakota not do that?
No.
Weird. I
What do
didn't
you-
think about that.
Do you just lose your license, or
No.
you just don't
You
have
just
to
don't-
change plate?
You get points docked off of your license. So if you get a DUI, then you either your license suspended or you get like I think it's like 6 points or something.
Why do they make it a game? Why do they have to add points? It's like,
Well-
oh shit, DUI, reckless driving, and an underage kid without a seatbelt, 50,
Yeah.
50 bomb. Like,
Yeah, literally. Well, because I think it's like because if it's speeding, they'll knock you down a point. But if you get multiple speeding tickets, and that equals to like whatever point value, and then you lose it.
Huh.
So it's like you can't just
Right.
get caught for speeding all the time
Right,
or
right,
something
right.
else. I think if you get multiple like consecutive parking tickets, what's fun?
Did you know what a
No, I
whiskey
don't
plate
think
was
so.
when you came here?
No, you were the one who told me what it was.
Oh my god, I'm just like having a fucking.
But I don't ever see him outside the cities. Like to
Right.
be honest with you, I never see him anywhere else besides like around the city area and like Faribault. I was surprised to see one in Faribault.
Yeah, Nate, let's hear about the potholes.
All right, so this initiative by Domino's was called Paving for Pizza.
I was gonna
And-
call it potholes for pizzas, so.
That makes more
or
sense.
pizza for potholes.
And they they committed to giving $5,000 to each state.
It's nothing.
In like one city in each state, I believe it is, and one of them was Grand Forks.
Oh,
Where did that go now?
in North Dakota?
Yeah, Grand Forks, North Dakota. And the mayor, quote, says, "The concept of getting pizza to its destination safely and efficiently resonates with our community."
Wow.
That's very true. Well, $5,000 was
doesn't-
that cover one patch job? Because you got 6 guys out on the job for a fucking
It
day.
doesn't even cover the machine probably that they use out there for some of these big potholes. Like, you can't just dump bags and bags in there. It's just
Dude, I used to remember that huge ad campaign. And it's so funny that they can have like such a big ad campaign, and then in reality they're only committing $5,000 per state to it. That's nothing to them.
Yeah, that's nothing.
That's literally nothing.
I wonder if their pizza sales increased or if it was just a waste of a marketing gig.
I have no idea.
Well, I mean, that's always on the news, though, is the potholes. Like, that.
Yeah.
Care 11, sad to say it, whatever. That's always on. It's always middle of an intersection. Some guy, he could be homeless. So once they asked a homeless guy, actually, it was a horrible production. They was either asked a homeless guy or another person, just random questions. How do you feel about potholes? Literally, that's what they asked. Like, how are these potholes treating you? And it's just, as you see cars just go, boom, over the potholes in the middle of that intersection. It just is like...
He's like, I don't have a car.
Yeah. Yeah, literally. He's like, who are you
Jesus.
talking to? Oh, my God. But apparently that they just don't... There's nothing even after the commercial either. It just is like, oh, there's pothole problem. Sounds good. And there's no, like, reach out to this number, donate to whatever, do what you can,
It's like, man, these are our problem. Someone should fix them.
Yeah, literally.
All right, on to the next story.
Yeah.
Last week, I saw the Minneapolis mayor was out filling potholes.
Really?
Supposedly, yeah. There was a picture of him in like a high-V vest, just standing there with a shovel,
When was this?
Was it a gold shovel?
like a week ago. And it's like, there's no way that he was filling potholes.
Oh, it
The
was a
workers in the
promo.
background just look
Yeah.
pissed.
Yeah.
Like,
Like, come on,
Like,
dude. We,
this guy-
we got a quota. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
That's funny.
It's like that LA Clippers owner, or the...
Oh, we're getting into racism now?
No.
Remember when he got caught saying the N-word?
Yes, I remember that.
No
but I was
way.
saying the new stadium that he's building for the LA Clippers.
I do know about that.
And
What
he
about
sat there and is like, this place is going to have thousands of bathrooms. And he was just so hyped. He shot a free throw.
it? He was shooting?
Well, yeah.
In like the ad or something?
Well, it was
in
like...
the promo video?
Yeah, it was kind of like, it was a dirt ground, everything. And then they put up a basketball hoop.
In the dirt?
Yeah, and he shot it. He says, boom. He was like, this place is going to have thousands of bathrooms, the most ever. And he's wearing a hard hat. And it's like, I swear to God, his left eye is like crooked. Like, it's just, you could pull out that video too. That would be even better. But he's weird.
You ever seen that dude that wants to sit in every seat in Yankee Stadium?
That'd be cool.
No, that's crazy.
That is literally the only seats are in Yankee Stadium.
like
75,000.
No, not
50,000?
No, there's
40?
probably like 30,000. But still, that's a lot of
Still a
fucking
lot.
seats. And
Yeah.
like, could you imagine pissing in every bathroom in the fucking new Clippers? Shitting in every bathroom in the new Clippers stadium?
Is he thinking like one seat per game, or is he buying like 10
I think
tickets
he's
and then
one seat
like,
per game.
There's no way that's
That's a good
possible.
call.
I think
No
it's something
way.
like that.
It is. I mean,
How many games in the season?
162.
Yeah.
Plus postseason. Yankees make it to postseason a lot.
He's going to live to 500 years old.
I don't think he's going to get it, but
and when did he start? Probably at 40.
yeah, true. You're not starting at 20 and doing that.
How many seasons had 30,000?
Probably something like that. Yeah, there's no way you'd get it. I don't even need to do the math.
Yeah, yeah.
I need to do that.
Okay.
There's 128 home games?
162.
62 games. So yeah, you're right. There's only 80 home games.
Yeah.
So you would only get 80 times
This is just a ruse for him to get like
Yeah,
sponsored by Yankees and like
get
our
sponsored
biggest
by Nathan's
fan.
Hot Dogs or
yeah,
some shit.
literally. Watch him go. He's at the eating hot dog contest too. Funny
Guys-
thing. Oh, sorry.
Oh, no, go ahead.
No, I was kind of switching turns so you can keep going.
Let me just fill you guys in on this pothole issue in Minneapolis.
Yep, let's hear
wink,
it.
wink.
It's a crisis.
It is a crisis. So apparently the mayor was out there. He did, in fact, have a shovel in his hand for one of the photos. That's all I can confirm. But they said that the issue is that they don't know where the potholes are, and they need people to tell them. So anyone in Minneapolis who happens to drive over a pothole, as
Geotag
unlikely
it or
as that
what?
is, call the city's 311 phone line to report it.
I would hate to work for that phone line.
Where are the city workers driving? There's potholes everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, you don't know where that? Let me
Where are these potholes at? Huh?
guys.
Just
so
like boom, boom.
Let me talk as an experienced city worker. Right? I worked for the city of Brooklyn Center.
Yep.
All right, during the summer of 2021, and let me tell you, the city workers. They're trying to do the least amount of shit possible.
Yeah, literally.
I was sleeping in a truck behind a church for half my shift because I didn't want to fucking cut grass.
Hourly pay.
And the other workers showed you where that spot was, wasn't it?
They showed me other spots, but I found a better one. And this spot wasn't actually in Brooklyn Center. It was in Robbinsdale, but fuck them. And, but
What was your friend's name again?
Josh or
The guy
Marley?
He was had a mustache, and you always were driving with him. Always had AirPods in.
Oh, Tay, maybe? I don't know. There was a lot of kids. There was this guy named
Hispanic?
Tay who was like my age, who also went to Coon Rapids, coincidentally, but I don't know if he went to college or not. He just worked there, and I was like, okay, sweet. And then there was this like dude named Marley who used to play for Iowa State football, and now he just works there, and he's jacked as fuck. And I see him on his Instagram story like every day, fucking deadlifting 600 pounds or some shit. Like the dude is insane.
My god!
Damn.
And then there was this kid named Josh who would ride in on his motor scooter.
Yeah.
And his older brother worked in like the utility like water stuff, and so I don't know, this kid was like 16, like I don't even know why they hired him. And he would just ride around in his AirPods and he'd be sleeping in the truck half the time. And I remember sometimes I would just leave him in there. Like I would just go out and like start mowing or weed whacking while he's sleeping, just hoping that someone would drive by and just see him sleeping in there.
Yeah.
And it was funny. But yeah, those city workers, they don't have eyes for shit. They don't want to do shit, and they won't, and they won't successfully.
No, yeah. I feel like city workers in a big city like that. That's a tough one.
Oh, there's so many divisions in Minneapolis.
Oh my god.
For city work, like there's different
Yeah.
like sanctions and stuff like that. Oh, it's crazy.
There was speaking about baseball. It's kind of like baseball. I was thinking about trading cards with it. So there's a guy that comes in an ace, and he's always grabbing random stuff. But he's that guy I told you about. There, he has a YouTube channel and he does card openings.
Mm-hmm.
And I always, when he comes in, I always ask him like, you know, like what's your big find recently? He's like, well, last night he actually came in yesterday. He's like, last night he was like, yeah, we actually pulled a good one on stream. Pulled a Pat Mahomes $3,500 card.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
damn.
I know, and
Wow.
he was just kind of casual about it. And I was
Yeah.
like,
Do you even keep that, or do you sell that at that
I'm
point?
pretty sure they go to those trade shows where they have the cards and sell. Because I was like, well, what's the best card you've got? And he was like, the Luka Doncic one. I think it's his rookie card, isn't it?
Holy shit.
Yeah, and I was like, and he just looks like a guy wearing a Reebok 2007 athletic shorts, maybe an Under Armour shirt that is a little too small for him, and he just comes in the store and I need this. I'm like, it's always weird projects too. You know what I mean? It's never just
Right.
he's like, I need him out this for something else and you know whatever for a stream. But I was like,
It's like I'm trying to install a swing inside my house. You're like, what kind of swing?
no, literally, and it's like such a weird like the business of for him to even do. Like, how is that even prosperous? Like, how many packs? I'd love to know his ratio of cost.
Man, I always talk about that with Max Mofo when he would open up
Yeah.
Pokemon packs, but I mean, like,
He got sponsored at least at
when
this
you have
point.
like at least like 300K a video and you're opening up Pokemon packs, it doesn't even matter at that point. Especially since he already liked collecting before he started making the videos.
Right.
Like, it was just a hobby, and now he's just like, oh, I can just pay for my hobby. You know, like, even if the videos don't make money, they just like pay for the videos and the collection itself. You know.
It's got to be so addicting. Because I know that we were opening them for a little bit. We used to buy a pack a month or a week or something like
It'd be
that.
like every time we go to Target, we'd be like, do we get a Pokemon pack this time? And we're like,
You can't even find them anymore.
I don't know. And then we're like, and we're kind of just like, we kind of just meander and hang around the packs, and then we're just like, you know, this one,
Yeah.
this one's a good one, and this will be our week. And then we'd go out and we'd sit in John's car and we'd open up the packs, and we're like, all right, what do you got?
We did the flip, everything. Three cards to the front.
3 cards to the front, and you're flipping them. Oh, what energy? Let's guess the energy, guys.
Did you ever get anything good?
So we got a card that was worth maybe $8 in
I
our
still
whole
have
time
it.
of doing it,
I still have all the
Yikes.
cards.
and it's probably
actually.
not even worth $8 anymore.
It might be worth more.
I don't know, but no, we had not really been successful.
Because we were
That's
at
unfortunate.
that time, there was a pack that everyone's going for the Rainbow Charizard. What was it, Sun and Moon?
Yeah, and it was like worth $350 or something.
Yeah,
like
it was a crazy pack. Everyone was
Yeah.
trying to get it and whatnot, and we were watching a bunch of YouTubers that were doing it anyways, so we had to do it. But now you can't buy any of that. Like, I don't think you can buy it. Every time I go in Target, they're gone.
that. Dude, Target's kind of going down the shitter.
Oh yeah.
Dude,
Really?
you've been to that? Have you been to that Dinkytown Target?
Yeah, here and there.
Dude, that Target sucks.
Is
It does suck.
It's like the worst.
The one in Roseville kind of sucks too, or the one that's like just
Yeah.
north of here.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
dude.
They're
I
just
went
always
in
out
there.
of everything.
I went in there. First of all, they don't have bags. They don't have bags. So if you don't bring a reusable bag, you either end up buying the reusable bags that they have, which they don't ever have in stock.
No.
So then you're ending up carrying your groceries out like this, or like a fucking goblin from a horde or something like that. And I went in to like buy some groceries, right? And I was just, me and Cole were getting back from the wreck. And we're like, oh, fuck it, let's just get some groceries, whatever. I need to stop here, and Cole needs to pick up some medication, whatever. And I was like in there, and I was like looking. They had no ground beef, no chicken, like no nothing. It was crazy. Like it was like, and there was like no onions, no bananas, like anything that was like fresh that like wasn't like cereal or like something you could just like have a shelf life. Anything that was like fresh was not there.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck?
If I was the owner of that Target down there, I would have make sure everything's in stock. Because imagine the sale that Target gets.
Right.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like you could get so much revenue in there if you just had the product.
Yeah, I think Target is having supply chain issues though, because like every Target is just out of stuff.
Yeah.
And I just think they can't get their hands on it.
Interesting.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, we're experiencing that too at Ace. Just
Oh really?
random stuff, spray paint.
Like can't get it.
Like
Fuck.
well, you know, literally though, but like having like a manufacturer, like something like within the product that hinders it, or like electrical boxes.
Okay.
So like they're normally blue.
Right.
Well, during COVID, you couldn't get a hold of it for some reason.
A blue spray paint?
You know, it's like a blue electrical box that you put in. So, you know, like you see the outlets around here, but the electrical box is like what holds the actual.
Right.
Like,
I
the
know what you're talking
medium.
about now.
Yeah. So we couldn't get, so you had to get someone else, and they had gray ones. Well, we still have gray ones now because from that COVID year. But there's just always random stuff where it just is like, we can't get a hold of something because of one tiny little product inside of it, and
Yeah.
it halts everything else. Which I don't know if Target's clothes are always there.
Okay, what's your best selling item in Ace? Don't tell me. I want me and Hoyam to guess. Do you know it? Do you know what your best selling item is?
Let's clarify it as in like the one that most people
No,
buy, or
yep.
the most people the
Numbers sold, not amount of
money we earn.
not
Not
amount
revenue?
of revenue.
Yeah. Okay.
Like how many things of this are sold?
Oh, that's hard.
What season? Like
Oh.
right now.
I don't fucking know.
The
Sure.
whole year.
You say like winter time?
Well, I guess you never worked there during the spring or summer. Sure, let's do fucking winter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Number of things sold. I mean, it's gotta be just a shovel, right? Like it's just gotta be a shovel.
I don't know. I feel like it might be nails of some sort.
Just like a box of nails.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's probably a good guess.
So
Something cheap.
surprisingly, shovels do sell, but they don't sell as much as you think they do.
Right, because I guess you buy one, you don't need another one to replace it.
Right, and a lot of the shovels that we have like, you know, the $20 ones where they're like, they'll work. They also have the snow pusher ones where like they're the $60 ones, and they're
Right.
like,
They're the wheels.
They're the
on it.
back saver.
they have the back, like the ergonomic ones.
Yeah.
God, and those, I don't know who buys
Dude, I'm
those
gonna get a
'cause they
shovel
don't work.
elliptical. Fuck it.
I would say the stuff that I see would be interesting to see what Joe or Megan would say, but I'd say it's ice melt.
That makes sense.
We go through. I'm not kidding you. Like some days in the winter, we were going through 2 pallets a day, 3 pallets a day, and that has like 63 bags, 40-pound bags.
What is that? Just like salt? Or what's ice
Yes,
malt?
yeah, ice melt just to put on the sidewalk salt, and so
Okay.
like Ace has their own brand.
Dude, I knew a dude in high school that used ice melt as rat poison for his house.
Oh yeah, you can use it. Yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
he just said fuck it. And he would just sprinkle it around his yard for the fucking.
Oh, my God.
For the just probably fucking the groundwater or
Yeah.
just anything.
Literally. It's either
I fucked it. Sorry, Nate.
it's either that or it's either snow blowers. I feel like people.
Really?
Jesus.
Snow blowers?
There's a. I mean, well, I'm saying
How many snowblowers are you selling a day?
I-
1, 2?
No, I'm saying from like amount of revenue. I think.
Oh.
Oh,
like
that
the
makes sense.
snowblowers, like people.
How much do you think it makes? How much does it cost to make a snowblower? $50? $60?
I don't know. They're all electric. So
Well, what's your profit margin?
I'm pretty sure they're. I think it costs are like 900, 800, or 700.
Oh, you sell it for like around
1,500, I think.
okay.
I don't know. I could get back to you on that. But they do sell a lot of those because then people come the day before or almost 3 days before, like.
A big snowstorm or something?
Yeah. It is so funny how a community works. Like a town works about like when a storm comes, because then it's just like, boom, busy. You can't do anything with it. And now that's like the weather's been nice. It has not been busy as much. But once like the final like snow kind of melts, that place is. I've never seen a place. I've seen some like videos or people talk about it. It's like a rumor, like the dark rumor. It just is like, oh, you've never seen spring.
It's like fucking Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Winter's coming.
No, literally, it's like spring's coming. Like, and the guys would be fucking. I
What does
helped
that
10
mean?
people at once, and I'm like,
The old heads that have been there for 40 years.
literally.
They're in the back room and they're just like,
oh, like a lot of people are gonna
spring,
show
man.
up.
Yeah, literally.
Spring's coming.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. I was so
sitting there.
confused.
I'm like, and it's always a line of just is like, you've never seen anything. You haven't seen anything yet, and I'm like, okay. You know, it's like it's just because people are coming in buying like
They're getting their
fertilizer.
they're getting their stuff ready for their summer
potting,
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just so much stuff that's going on, like the project mindset of like, oh, the weather's nice outside. I'm going to start doing projects,
Right.
and so
Yeah.
it's kind of like it is kind of crazy how much stuff comes in and how much like sell you. Fun fact.
Oh, well, I'm ready.
Last fun fact about Ace I got for you. So
I got one more after you.
okay, I think the Menards in Northfield has about 25,000 in different SKUs, so different like items.
Yep.
Okay.
But the Faribault Ace hardware has over 35,000 different
Of different items?
Yes, so so
the
Menards
fuck?
has a mass amount of certain things, but Ace has a variety of things with also depending on what it is that you can get it. Like there might be 4 on a shelf, or there could be pallets of something depending on how people are buying it. But the fact is that our check comes Tuesday or Friday. You can order it. Boom, it's going to be there in like 2 days or 3 days. So if you plan on it,
How
Which
big
is-
is this store?
it's not that big. See, that's what I'm saying. though.
Yeah,
It
I
just
didn't
is
think
like,
they were that big. That's crazy.
Right.
35,000.
Well, yeah, 35,000 SKUs. So like that could be like different products you're selling from whatever.
Yeah.
But beyond that, like the profit margin's a lot better because then people are going in there and then they think of something else that they want. Oh, they're like, oh, actually, I need some paper towels, or actually, I need something.
Right.
Like the only thing they don't absolutely sell is food. Besides like your snacks, Jack Links,
Right.
jerky.
Yeah.
Some combos maybe.
Yeah, they do have combos. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oakley's. Like why Oakley's? There's still Oakley's there.
Funny.
Yeah, I know. It's just it's weird, but it's a cool business though.
So besides busy seasons, do you guys have busy days? Like a restaurant? Like is it like, oh, Friday, everyone's doing their projects over the weekend. Here we got staff up. All right, everyone line up. All right, you know your duties on Friday. rush time, 5 p.m.
It's gotta be Sunday.
It's Saturdays or they could be on and off. But Saturdays you could get hit. Saturdays for sure.
It's just so awesome.
I know,
Thinking
just
about it,
like
like you get hit, bro.
Yeah.
Saturdays, man. Watch out.
And people are impatient too. They're just is
I
like
believe that.
that's like the day. Like I feel like it's always on a Saturdays where you have maybe 2 people less scheduled, and so then you kind of project day some. But when it gets busy on a Saturday, then you get a guy come in like, hey, I need 4 gallons of different paint they have to mix. I also need a key fob, coated into their car. Everything else that where all the jobs will actually take an hour all combined, and it just is like you kind of have to sit there for 1 second and be like, okay, and then you still stand there. And you just kind of look blanked out, and you're like,
You ever had someone come in with like a sus project? You're like, what are you doing? You're like, yeah, I need a shovel, I need an auger, and I need a meat grinder. It's like,
Yeah.
what?
I haven't had. Oh my god, I've had people who have like wanted to come in. They're like, that they have like a plumbing issue or something. No, here's the weirdest one. Guy comes in, and he goes in. Hey, do you have like a toilet washer? I'm like, what? And he goes, yeah, like, he goes, it's a kid. He's probably about 17, 18, like, after you shit, you spray in it and it goes away. And I was like, what? I was like, a bidet? And he was like, yeah, do you have a bidet or whatever? How do you even say it?
Bidet?
Yeah, bidet.
Bidet, yeah.
I was like, no, we don't have a bidet. It's Faribault, Minnesota. Like, you think we're going
But
to
try this pair of Oakleys.
Yeah, no, literally. But can I introduce you in a water heater for $1,300 right across the aisle?
It'll steam and make your butt nice and toasty off the fucking toilet
Does
water.
they train you to cross sell like that?
Yeah,
They
we
do?
cross sell like crazy. Yeah,
Really?
Yeah, it's like you ask like, what do you need, and then what do you else need on your list today? But then after you give them the product, you give recommendations of what you might also need along with the project.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dude, this is so funny.
John, what's
That's cool.
the furthest leap that you've made?
Furthest leap.
with this, obviously you're gonna need one of these.
Yeah.
Oh my God, let me think here. Holy smokes!
Someone's coming in for a trowel and you sell them a fucking bird feeder.
No, I mean, you can make some wild like assumptions of like what they might need with something else, or like a person, kind of an example, but a person will come in, and they'll be like, "Hey man, I need this light bulb." Okay, what is it? Oh, it's a 120 volt, 60 watt. No image, no photo whatsoever. And you sit there in the aisle 30 minutes. It maybe could be that. And you give them multiple different freaking options. And it just is like, I don't know. And I'm like, why don't you just go back home and grab the light bulb? Well, the wife threw it away. And then that's a whole conversation. And then I stand up, put my arm on the shelf, lean against it, and then it's just a one-on-one conversation for about 10 minutes.
And somehow you're giving a therapy session to a guy that just wanted a light bulb.
Yeah. It's like, and then I act like someone actually got on, like my earpiece walks out. He's like, they're needing me in the back, It's like, have a good day,
It's not your fault.
Yeah, it's not your fault. Yeah. There's the part of this reach, though, it might have been a guy was buying a snowblower. I got him to sell a snowblower, or I sold a snowblower to him.
Right.
And then after that, he was just kind of talking about, Ego. It's not far-fetched, but it's in the same product line, but completely out of season. So Ego has like these batteries that are universal for everything. Henry has chainsaw by him.
Okay.
So the batteries come in different sizes, but they're all used for their different outdoor tools.
Yep.
And so then he was like buying that, and then I sold him a chainsaw, and this was in like January.
That's pretty good.
But yeah, it is weird. Though.
Man killed with chainsaw today in Faribault.
Literally, I don't know what it is, but like it's just one thing where it's like you offer someone help, but then they'll take you on a whole trip. Oh wait, I actually need something like this or whatnot or
You're just
whatnot.
following someone around the store.
Yeah, one of my buddies, Bailey, he can do speak ASL or like communicate ASL.
Right, yep.
And so then we have the School for Deaf and Blind is over that. Yeah, speak ASL. That's a rep. Anyways, he has like
No windows in that school, I hear.
North Dakota one. I told him that, and that is the funniest thing I've ever seen. But anyway, so they had.
No, we don't need to explain that story.
Yeah, we don't need to.
Yeah,
okay.
I don't know that story.
We'll tell it anyways. And so
Okay.
in North Dakota, there's a school. As you go down in Grand Forks, there's a school for the deaf and blind. And as you pass the school for deaf and blind, there's no windows.
Wow. Okay. It's funny to say it like that.
Yeah.
So we were looking at part
But
of the
that's what we
building
found.
that had no windows. We turned out it was the garage of the deaf and blind school, but we were like, wait, school for deaf and blind. We were like, that school doesn't have any windows.
It was absolutely horrible, but it was like, it was so sad that we actually thought it could possibly happen in North Dakota, that it
true.
was actually the case.
My junior and senior year back in Benson high school basketball, we were ranked lower than the Minnesota School for the Deaf. We were ranked lower. We were 380th or something in Minnesota.
What?
We were like 13 ranks below the School for the Deaf.
Oh my God.
How are they playing with each other?
Dude, I don't know.
I
Maybe
guess
some
you don't need to
ASL.
They have a football team too, and they play 6-man. I think it's 5-man or 6-man.
I'd probably get
The
riled
deaf
up if I
people
was
do.
deaf. Just
And
Really
I don't
true
know.
stuff.
Imagine.
Oh, and your senses are better
yeah,
since one of them is down, isn't that right?
true. But then you can't hear someone coming at you. You might get blindsided.
True. Just getting blown up.
Yeah.
Do you think their team is comprised of deaf and blind people? Like, do you think that they're like having to like?
No.
'Cause, you know, if you're deaf, you know, it's not that big. You don't need to hear a basketball game kind of thing. You know,
Yeah.
you can kind of just like, you're like, we're doing play 2, guys. We're doing play 2. But if you're blind, you know, and I'm deaf, and I'm like, I'm throwing the chess pass to you.
No way. There's no
There's gotta
way.
be some other rules or something.
Well, I think the schools are separate in Minnesota. We're not
They
as
are.
inclusive as North Dakota.
Right.
No, it's
right,
called. No,
right.
it's still called the school, but they have different. I think it's 2 in the same one, but I think there might be
Oh.
just a big wall divider. For
Remember,
Yeah, just
remember
the
when they
team
were called
sports.
deaf and dumb? remember that?
Dumb?
Like what?
Was that actually a thing?
My dad still says it. He says, oh, that guy's probably deaf and dumb. he doesn't know any. I mean, obviously he's just a fucker. But like,
Yeah.
He doesn't know.
remember
anything,
when like people with like were like had like disabilities like that, with like blind or deaf or whatever, they were just and you know what? I think those schools are probably called School for Deaf and Dumb.
It was. It was.
Imagine. Go
Oh, you
went
must
to
be
that school.
deaf and dumb. Was that blind? Hey, man, are you dumb? And they're like, just imagine.
Right.
ripping
You're not
that
blind.
big
You're
guy.
dumb. Jesus. All right, I'm done. I'm
Yeah,
done.
we're towing the line there. But
I
anyways,
was just thinking about that.
so Bailey is he's a bigger guy. He's like 24, 25, but he actually his parents are both deaf, so he learned ASL as a younger kid. There's so many people that come into ACE that are deaf that it's like, oh, Bailey could come out, and then he helps them, and it's like, it is amazing for business because then there's more people who are deaf who come in the store. I swear to God, there is. More than before. Instead of like typing on your iPhone, just is like screws. You know what I mean?
Well, they're all letting each other know at the deaf and dumb school. You know, they're
Okay. Wait, I just can't believe you guys were ranked lower than that. That's awesome. That's awesome. God bless.
yeah. No, we saw that and we were laughing.
Was J-Man on the
Like,
starting
whole
lineup
bus
then, or what?
ride. Oh yeah. Wait, was he ever on the starting lineup, Nate?
Oh, he
Jonas?
always told it like he was.
J-Man. I feel like he was 6 man or 7.
The classic Robin spot.
Yeah, not quite.
Yeah, at least for the 2 oldest, Rip.
Right.
We brought him in to throw elbows, you know.
Yeah.
Right. He's the chaos guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the chaos guy.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's true.
Comes in, just disrupt their play.
No, yeah.
Oh, let's go.
Really?
Yeah. Ask Jamin if he was he the assistant coach at that point or what? Come on, boys. You know the classic.
I remember he got like taken out of the game by Lindahl once for
Lindahl.
like he hit a big block. Yeah, Peter Griffin.
Let me go a little Lindahl on you here real quick.
Oh no, that's Scotty OG.
That's Scotty OG.
Scotty
the
OG.
principal?
No, that's,
That's
Prince Michael Dean.
Yeah.
You
Rip.
just got a chain of.
True. You could just name any breakfast sandwich and I would have believed you. Literally.
Well, what Scotty OG do? Tennis?
No, he was a JV basketball. He'd slide the hand right in your lower back. you know,
To what? To get you to
Just,
move, or he's just like trying to teach you something?
just to hype you up before he sends you into the game. Like you got it'd get into your shorts a little bit. You know?
Yeah, a little swag.
It was bad. And then he'd pat you on the back. Get in there.
You're like, well, I will now.
Just the
Little pep
the
in your
names,
steps.
Just the names of it all is so comical. It should be just a TV show. That's why I'm so involved in it. Just is like,
The Scotty OGs.
yeah, I feel like I'm laying down trading cards right here. It just is like, what's this guy's arc, or
Yeah.
what did he do again? But
you could make
So
trading
what about
cards.
this guy? He took J-Man out of the game because he got a block?
Yeah, you got a block, and then I think J-Man was like hyping up the crowd, or he was like saying
That's
like
so-
going like this or
so
something.
crazy.
He turned to the crowd and flexed, I think.
Oh, he flexed.
Oh.
But like, I don't think he should have been taken out for that.
Well, he was like, you're going to learn today. You play like a man.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't show
Lindahl.
emotion.
Yeah, no showboating. Whatever.
yeah. Well, Lindahl's dead now anyway, so
Yeah, I shot him.
What?
I don't know. He's pretty close, right?
Bring him in, guys. Bring him in.
Yeah, Lindahl.
Lindahl, there was one time he almost died.
What?
What? So, okay, so me and a couple of my friends back in high school, we were, a little rambunctious, rebellious,
Yeah, I'm gonna hit him.
other R words.
Yeah.
And we were in driver's training, and we actually got kicked out. for talking in class.
So this dude was like also the basketball coach, but also the driver's ed.
The driver's
teacher?
ed guy. Yeah. He's like, you boys are done. Go play baseball or something. Get out of here. We're like 3/4 of the way through driver's training.
Is it like your first class of the day or something?
It was a summer thing, so it was like
okay.
early in the morning.
Gotcha.
And then we're like, what the fuck? Like, what are we gonna do? Like, nobody's ever been kicked out of driver's training.
How am I gonna learn to drive?
Yeah, exactly. So then we had to bring our parents in and have a meeting with them to like
God.
try to convince them, like, hey, you should let our kids finish this course. And he was just like, okay, fine, whatever. And he was probably about 250, 350. What would you say, Nate? Big, tall guy. He turns around to walk out the door with his iPad, and he just falls, just topples over. Me and my buddy, we start like.
What buddy?
It was Max Benson.
Wait, so he just fell over while he was walking?
Fell over while he was walking. Yeah, just normal, just walking, and it was scary because he's not in good health. And yeah, it did. It was so. And we were trying not to laugh, you know. Max's mom was very shaken up. She was like crying. She was like, "Oh my god!"
Right.
And Berg's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, no, we were just kind of laughing. It's as bad as it sounds. Like, it was almost like a karma moment for him. In my mind, is like my 15-year-old mind.
Right. That makes sense.
Yeah, that was scary. He would also he'd ride a bike on the track for physical activity while we ran around it. He would ride a bike around it.
Yeah.
We weren't even allowed to wear like cleats on that thing. Like, he would yell at you if you stepped on his cleats.
And you only could wear short shorts and you'd slap your ass as you go by on the bike.
Yeah, and he's riding a fat tire bike around the whole thing.
Fat tire.
Yeah, I just think senior year he was driving golf carts on it. You know, and the rules didn't apply to this guy.
But they apply to you.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly.
Wow, Lindell.
We had this teacher in high school. I don't remember his name. That was a middle school. But we had this teacher in high school. I don't remember his name, but he was the football coach.
Yeah.
Big D lineman coach. Bald. He had a huge leg tattoo. And he would always wear shorts and the CR lifting or like CR football like sweat
Classic.
like dry fit t-shirt, you know?
Oh yeah.
It's like 6'6", like fucking huge. Had a stroke though, so he would always kind of walk with a limp.
Yep.
And one day, like, we all cheated on this homework assignment. He was a math teacher. Everyone cheated on this homework assignment.
Oh shit.
Like, it was kind of like I don't know, we've been doing it for, like, the whole class had kind of banded together, and we were like, you know, guys, these homework assignments suck. Let's just, like, create some group chat and blah, blah, blah. So we all cheated on this. And he was going around, and he was just like, who cheated on this assignment? and, like, everyone's like, what?
Just a massive guy.
And he's like, so he calls out my friend Colin, and same dude from the slapping story, which I told the last time that you guys were on the pod.
Oh, yeah.
But this is the same guy, and he's like, Colin!
It's such a harsh name, too.
Yeah. Colin! And Colin's sitting in the back, and I'm sitting up in the front with this girl named Lizzie Owens, who's fucking really smart, and she's like, whatever. So I was obviously cheating off of her, and he could probably tell.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, Colin! Did you cheat on this assignment? Why do your answers look like, I don't even know what her name was, like Nessa or something like that? Why do your answers look like Nessa's? And like, he was like, I don't know. He's like, and he didn't have any basis on like whatever. I think he was just kind of taking the whole, like he knew that everyone was cheating. I think he was just kind of taking it out on this guy. He's like, you're out of here. He's like, you're calling your mom. He's like, I don't care where you go. You're calling your mom. And then so he was like, what? Like he was just so confused. Like, what do you mean? Like what? And I think he kind of wanted to like rat out the whole. Like everyone is like, come on. Like he's like, you're out of here. And so he had to go call his mom. And like he's like, I'll be out there in a minute. You're calling your mom. And it's like, what?
That is nuts.
Yeah.
Why Colin?
Dude,
God.
yeah, it was like, it was no reason for it.
Colin.
It was just like, I know you're cheating on this.
That's like so my sophomore year, I was taking Algebra 2 and Geometry at the same time. Mm-hmm. But Algebra 2 was with this young guy, I swear to God, he's like 24, absolute twig, you know, real, like, I'm not stereotyping.
Absolute what?
Twig.
Oh, okay.
Absolute twig. And he was just kind of like, he had a little bit of anger issues, but he's pretty, like, you know, do I dare say nerdy? Is that bad? I did well.
No.
I was the same as him. Like him and I would get along all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But when some kid would like mouth off about it, like a mouth off in the class, it really just, it was like kind of like a prerequisite. You had to take that course, and I was just taking a sophomore. I was with all the juniors or whatnot. And so then he was in there, and he was just he would get mad at someone just not doing or something, or what was the Slater? Yeah, somebody using Slater. And I was
That's
Oh,
a deep cut.
like Shaq,
Yeah.
basically. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I remember Slater.
And I was like kind of a little shit because I'd be like, he'd be up. I would be always up front because I really did like math. But then he would be kind of in the back going nuts. He'd get back up there and his face is just a little tiny red. And I'd always go, "Oh, Mr. D, you don't really like that, do you?" And I'd always kind of egg him on a little bit he'd walk by and I'd be like, "What's so wrong? Like, why are you so mad right now?" Just consecutively, every time we go about, and I was like, one time I pushed the limits. I was like, "Mr. D, you just need to calm that boy down." And I meant to say, I was like, for him to calm down.
Yeah.
But with me saying Mr. D, and then I said, "You need to calm that down," he thought I was talking about his dick.
What?
And so he was just like, "Enough," and he's all in the face. He's silence ever. He can't even
kind of
fathom,
foaming at the mouth.
Yeah, he can't even fathom the words. And then he just sends me out, grabs the textbook, and he's like, "You're gonna have to do this homework away." And then I was a smart. I said, "I already finished it." Slam the door. Then the funny story is that he was my chess coach too, so that was even better.
So chess practice on Tuesday wasn't so nice.
Well, that was the next year after that. Then we were
Okay.
kind of buds because I think he maybe had a kid or something, and he loosened up. And
That's not usually how it works.
I think his wife was a little more wound up than he was.
Oh,
Jesus.
Mr. D.
Mr. D.
I know, it was the worst because we were always like that. Or other math teacher was Ernie, and they go, "Ernie." Always right down there. He hated that. And he was like Mr. Falk, and they would just be right down the hall about 4 classroom doors down. We'd just yell in the Devos, "Ernie!" And oh my God, that guy. He was a farmer's market guy too. He'd always come. Ernie's, what was it, cucumbers and something like that.
Oh.
It's all.
Dude, we had a
cool.
teacher that was always trying to make us play his board games.
Oh, he
that
made
sounds-
board games?
Like, he would make board games.
That's
Kind of
pretty
like
cool.
Parks and Rec Cones of Dunshire type shit.
Yeah.
Oh.
And his name was Mr. Fankhanel, but we would just
Holy.
call him Fanky. We were like, "Hey, Fanky." And me and Eric had this. It was like,
Sounds like a horrible word.
Sounds
It
like
sounds
a-
wrong.
Yeah, it
It
sounds
sounds
very
Hey,
wrong.
Fanky.
Hey, I don't think he- I don't-
Move over.
Hey, you fucking fanky.
Oh my
I don't think he liked it too much.
Yeah.
I wouldn't either.
And so he was like new to the school that year, and so I think he was just trying to build the rapport, build the respect, and
Yeah.
immediately we hit him with the Fanky. And
Yeah, guys.
no, he was just like an awkward dude, and just like, I don't know, he was just like, "Well, guys, I mean," and like we do the English lesson, whatever the hell, talk about Salem witch trial, I don't fucking know, and then he'd be like, "This is kind of like my board game," and then he's like, "Well, if you,"
It's a whole big lure.
He's like, "Yeah," he's like, "If any of you guys want to stay after to play my board game, like,
It's so
I'd be happy
sexual.
to bring it in.
Oh my
Let's just
God.
plan a day or something." I didn't even think about that,
Damn.
but
In my white van,
there-
unmarked.
there was this dude named Joey Gaines in that class, and
Joey Gaines.
Oh.
Yeah, he just seems like just
No. So the Jingle on the Street album?
yeah,
That kid that's on the album?
yeah.
That's Joey Gaines.
That's Joey Gaines.
And so
Really?
basically this kid was kind of just
Yeah.
he was just kind of weird,
Mm-hmm.
And
Quirky.
basically we had to give these speeches on a poster we drew about like a story we read or something like that. And he wrote his poster about Squidward or something like that. And he gave this like poem about, he's like, "Squidward, I understand why he cries, and I understand the pain," and like he kept going on about like how Squidward is just like this character that is just misunderstood, and he kept going, "Why?
I remember the story.
Why?" And it was just he was so serious, and we were all like, because he had a shaved head,
Yikes.
glasses,
Oh,
and then
no.
he like ends the poem with like, "Why? Thank you, fucking," like he said the F word or something, like he was just like, "Thank you so fucking much," or something like that. And then he walked out of the room. He just left the classroom.
Damn.
And we were just like, All right, Joey. All right.
See, like in high school, I'd be like, this guy's a clown. But
No, but this
looking
kid
back-
also ate paper though.
looking back on it, it's like he was kind of woke.
Right, he
ahead
was
of his
onto
time.
something.
Like Squidward, I can relate to that guy now.
He's a
A
victim.
lot more, yeah. He's ahead of his time.
That's one thing I missed about college was that, or I missed in high school that I didn't see in college, was just these massive binders people always carried around where they had the sling, like it was like a satchel-like, and they had everything in there.
Right.
And when they would get pissed, that thing would be gone. That thing was a weapon. That thing was thrown across
It's a
immediately.
mace.
It's just like, obviously were like nothing's even in it, but that honestly is like a heavy piece of thing. It's just everyone watch out because you had like a little circle in the middle of the school.
Mm.
And it just, the people would sit on the benches or whatnot. You had the two,
Your school's circular?
Well, no, but like for the main classway hallways, because one side's athletic side and one side's like the main like start of like the hallways going this way and this way.
Yep.
There's a circle on all 3 levels.
Mm.
I think it was 3 or is it only 2? God,
I don't know.
I can't even remember. But anyways, there'd always be like people would sit in the middle, like between class breaks, and you'd always get that one guy walking down, and he'd get pissed because Miss Silberg said that, no, you do have to go to art today, and I believe his name was Matthew Stone, and he would grab that thing, and once he saw that there was people watching, he was putting on a show. He'd grab that thing, sling it around his neck, and thwam it out there. And he'd go like, I hate you, Mrs. Silberg. Watch what I'm going to do. I have this pencil. And he'd go like this, and he'd try to, it was a whole skit for him. It was a whole freaking skit for him.
Bro, what the hell?
Wow.
Dude, I knew a dude that killed a guy with a paperclip and went to juvie for it or some shit. At least he told me. It was
At
this,
least he told me.
it was this dude in my gym. It was this dude in my gym
Paperclip?
class.
He killed someone with the paper.
Yeah, he said that the dude told him he couldn't do it. He said, "No, man, I could kill you with a paperclip." And he's like, "No, you can't." And he said, "I'll show you." And he fucking stabbed him in his like neck or something like that a couple times, and he went to juvie for it. And then so I was learning about this when I was just in the locker room next to him.
God, CR
This kid
is
was probably
different.
fucking with me. Like there's no way you're killing someone with a paperclip, right? Like that is just I don't believe that. Also, if
Yeah.
you would not be
You'd
you would
be
not
tried
be in
as
high
an
school.
adult,
Well,
yeah.
maybe that, but also that like you would definitely spend up until 18 in juvie and then get transferred to like a prison or something.
Unless
like that.
CR is
Yeah.
a fuck it all type of school.
I don't
and
know.
you just
And
have to-
honestly, I would also believe it if the criminal justice system let him out for after 3 years or something like that.
to hell with it.
Because this was in like 11th grade. This dude wore like only a white T-shirt to gym class with the black pants and the Osiris's.
Oh, God.
So it's that
Club
guy.
shoes.
I believe
club.
him now.
And yeah, he was just like I don't know. He had like a locker next to me or some shit. I don't even know how we got on the topic, but he was just like, "Yeah, man, I've killed somebody." I was like, "What?"
That's
Just
kind of
casual.
weird.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just an
Like,
opener.
and it's kind of funny to think that like I gained this dude's trust, or somehow there was some relationship formed where he felt that he could tell me about how he killed somebody.
What up, man? Just immediately. Oh
No-
my god.
Another thing about lockers, guys. I'm throwing them all out there today, but
Yeah.
so it's kind of like John. Our school set up where like there's kind of like a big loop in the bottom, and then only on half of the loop does it go up other stories. But the big loop is for freshman and sophomore lockers, and then juniors on
Oh.
the second floor and seniors on the top floor. So sophomore year, the sophomore lockers are either down the tech hallway or they're down the fax hallway. But then in the back of the loop, on this other side, right over here, there is the special ed rooms.
Oh, yeah.
And so our lockers were right next to the special ed rooms.
Okay.
That seems like a crime.
And so, but sometimes we would we would hang out there.
How can you hang out so
No, we would just hang out there. There's nothing wrong with it. We would hang out there and we would, because like you hang by your locker, right?
right?
But sometimes they would have to shut down like the hallway because like some kid was having a bad day or something. And so like one time we like just heard banging and screaming and we were just like, all right, we're not going to our lockers today. So, yeah, that's the only locker story I have.
Get the hazmat suits on.
Yeah, get that.
Full
That's all I
lockdown.
know.
We never had that at Jamestown High. But when I was student teaching, it was more of like, kid has a gun and he's gonna shoot everyone, and so everyone just chills in their room.
North Dakota. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's
Sounds-
St.
sounds
Paul.
about right.
That's St. Paul. That place is different. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, that makes sense too.
Remember? yeah. That was. I always felt like lockers are horrible. Like I feel like you knew when you had a good locker when you didn't have to slam it with your shoulder and they kick the lower bottom in.
Right.
Like you knew you had a good locker when you didn't have to do that. So
Was it like not cool to use lockers in high school? At our school, it wasn't cool to use them. You'd have to just carry everything around in your backpack.
No way.
No, we used them.
We had to use them.
Dude, no
Yeah.
one used their locker in my high school. Like it was just
Really?
like it was like you were public enemy number 1 if you used your locker.
Really?
Like
Did
you were just like,
like,
oh, you fucking use your locker, bro.
you just wear a parka all day? Or what? Or like,
So
what'd you
yeah,
do in the
maybe you put your jacket in there. But I knew people that would put their jacket in either like their first hour teacher and then go get it at the end of the day or something like that. Or even put it in
Oh,
their
my
fifth hour teacher
God.
and then go. Like people would just
Yeah.
do anything to not use a locker. It was so
Why?
weird.
Huh.
And I
Just go
remember
there.
I went to the fucking chiropractor and he's like, let's bring your backpack in. Because I went to the chiropractor. He's like, your back's fucked. And I'm like, oh shit, why? What? He's like, well, do you carry around like a big, like, what do you carry around your backpack? And then, so we went in, we weighed my backpack.
Yeah.
It was 45 pounds. Holy shit. All my shit I needed for my classes. I didn't want to be the fucking guy that's
Loser.
using my locker. You know, I didn't want to be that fucker.
That's crazy.
Yeah. You couldn't use your locker or else you were a loser.
Yeah.
I always felt like
But there's like 1 in 5 people could, you know, because if you're the locker that people hang out at, oh, fine, you can use your locker. But if you're not the chosen locker, you're not.
oh my
You
god.
can't use it, man.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, so like two things. Once the people that actually there's so many people that would go to class and all they bring would be a pencil. Actually, the worst people were the one that just bring a pen. It was like a Pilot, whatever, pen that
Like a
was
Bic
ink.
pen?
Yeah, it was just a pen, and they'd come in there, and that gave me so much like stress. And
What are you writing on?
Not even, yeah, it's
The
not even
desk?
like anxiety or anything else. I just get so mad, like, bro, where's your homework? Because I was that guy. I was, it just pissed me off that he just could come, and then he was going to get passed anyways. But well, not North Dakota generically, but in Jamestown, all of our lockers were just like low key. If you had nothing on your locker, bro, you ain't nothing.
Like
That's
you had to have
what-
stickers on your locker?
Well, it's
Oh,
just
really?
not like stickers, but you just had stuff that you were involved in. So you had like your sport in season versus your music that you're making it to like
Right,
honor
like
band
right.
states
Like yeah,
and
like good luck
everything.
at state swim team or
Yeah.
something like that. Like those little they make little whatevers.
Yeah, there's so many of those. If you didn't have any of that on, bro, you might as well not even come to school. That is like there is so much like no, that's like literally true because these lockers like you kind of go like you couldn't identify anyone. So I promise you that I actually didn't know like absolutely at all where my locker would have been if there was like no like sign on it or anything else. But I remember people would go like the people who did it always had their head down, always kind of like carrying some like heavy burden on their shoulders, going like this, and they trudge over to their locker and then throw that in there, and then they always had like a Rockstar branded sweatshirt, like the energy drink Rockstar sweatshirt, all black, wear it every day to school, put the hood up, go outside, and they're the type of kids that they're really never gonna make it out of town. But they'll learn how to smoke cigarettes or something like that. They'll be a mechanic.
At least there's something in high school.
True.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
It's just, like high school is such a weird thing because then when I went to college, I was like, man, I love carrying all the stuff that I need
Right, just in one
in my
trip.
backpack. I was like, I love that because then I can
I
go
already
to
had
the
that
homework.
instilled in me.
I know, literally. And I was like, I love this going around, carrying my stuff. It's like, oh, I need to do some homework while I'm in the caf. Boom, I can just pull up my other homework from another class. Or that everything was online.
Right. Like
No
on
more
your laptop.
paper. Yeah, I was like, which this is benefits and causes. But yeah, like there's stuff online. You could see your assignment and whatnot. But I kind of do miss lockers a little bit.
Yeah, they were great.
Do you think you'll ever go get your master's?
Get my master's?
What would you even get
Um,
your master's in?
No, I'd probably get an MBA in finance. I think if I did it.
Huh.
Yeah. So Masters of Business Administration.
Would you need it though to like do what you want to do?
No, not necessarily. Like if I wanted to pivot from like corporate finance over to like wealth management or to data analytics, it would like be nice to get a master's because then you can focus in that specific
Right.
thing back at school.
Right.
But if you're like good at your job and you build a network, then you don't really need it.
Right.
So it's optional. I would definitely do it if I worked for a company that was willing to pay for it, though.
Right. I feel like that's how a lot of people
Yeah.
get their masters.
Yeah, a lot of people do. Mm.
You know, my Megan's brother-in-law,
Yeah,
he went to the same school as you.
Carlson.
Yeah.
Did he like it?
Oh yeah, he's nuts. He does the same shit as you do, but he like runs a company.
But
that
did he
makes-
like it though?
Yeah, he had fun.
That's good. There's a lot
I
of
think so.
douchebags that go there.
Dude,
I
I knew
don't know
Will's
how
a
he
Carlson guy. He dropped out to be an elementary ed major.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Good for him.
I've heard that there's a lot of not nice people there, but I don't think he would tell me that in just a loose conversation.
Yeah.
So maybe he doesn't or not. But
The problem with Carlson is it's like 80%, I swear, of the student body is just kids from the suburbs of
Right.
Minneapolis
Right.
that have a parent that works at some Fortune 500 company.
Right.
Like they work at Medtronic or 3M or
Like
US
General
Bank
Mills or something.
yeah, General Mills, Target, wherever.
Right.
And yeah, they just
And that's like their reference, or that's how they get in. Like, do they
Yeah.
even deserve to be there? Like,
a lot
yes,
of the
maybe.
time, and a lot of the time, no. Sometimes, yes.
Like, would
No.
you look around your class and be like, "Bro, am I the smartest dude in here, or what?"
I feel like that helps
No.
Carlson. I also get that similar idea with
Well,
Carlson.
like going into Carlson, I was like, oh, I'll be happy if I get B's or whatever, like or
Right.
C's, because I was coming from a really small school. But then
Right.
I got there, and it was like, wow, these kids don't know what's going on.
You're like, "Wait, this is actually easier than I thought."
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe everyone
This-
thinks that they can do it, but you can.
Hey.
And right
can do it
now
too.
on this podcast, here's Hoyan number 507-952-6972. If you need free consulting, contact
Yeah,
that number.
that's accurate. Call me.
And with that, thanks for joining us on this LooneyBin podcast. The after hours are coming up here soon after this. Give us about 5 to 10 minute break. Check out our socials, Instagram, YouTube. We're on Spotify. This Thursday coming up, we're doing a stream. It's going to be League of Legends. It's going to be starting at 8. And watch out for our LooneyBin Let's Play with Pokemon and Scarlet.
Yeah.
And we're on TikTok as well.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you later.